I'm pumped. Q's word of the week, my favorite segment. This one's a tricky one. It's a word, but it's kind of like a couple words. It makes a sentence, maybe. I don't know. Anyway,
stretch this word.
Yeah, it's a legendary word. The word is trenches. Being in the trenches. So for me, the trenches is that place in between where you've started and where you're going. It's that hard place that a lot of people fall out, when they're pursuing their goals. It's that season of cultivation. You have seed time, you have a harvest. A lot of people like to seed. Oh, I love this sport, or I'd start this new startup company or this new business or this new club, and they see this massive harvest over here. Oh, I see it growing to this massive league and 20 teams, but it's in the middle in that cultivation, that process of growing where they should be learning and getting mentorship and kind of increasing in whatever they're doing. A lot of people fall out at that time. And I just think for me, just being in the trenches, that's a season that I know for me and with NSA lacrosse, with any club, I think even with you guys trying to grow gridiron in the country, we're all definitely in the trenches. So what do you guys think about that?
I think you just nailed exactly what it's all about, but you can relate that to anything in life. Relationships, your education, your sport. Yeah. It's so relatable. So I think anyone listening will understand exactly what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, trenches. I think that's kind of where the work gets done that you don't see or you won't get acknowledged for. Because it's kind of work you're putting in the weight room and when you're or grassroots sport, the work you're putting in, when that gets big, the sport might get the recognition, but no one's going to thank you for putting in those late nights back on August 10,
Absolutely.
2 years ago. So
I feel like Mick, the producer, is just nodding his head right now in the background.
He understands. Because we've been in the trenches with growing the podcast and growing grassroots sports. But I really want to get your intake of that. I mean, in a more practical level, what does in the trenches look like for gridiron right now?
Yeah, I mean, like immediately when you said that, the word of the day, in the trenches, or the week, I immediately thought our linemen, they're always in the trenches, as we call them. But club level for our club, like it's, we're only in our 5th year of competition, so we're relatively new.
Yeah.
And, we've got a 5-10 year plan. And it's to grow. We didn't expect to be successful, coming straight into it against teams that have been there 30 years. So it is, and it's a lot of grinding from the guys off the field, the committee. They do a lot of work and, they don't get a mention, they don't get a praise. And that's what I say every year. Like, I've been the president for the last 6 years, because we've had 5 years of competition. To anyone coming on, like, it's not a glorious spot. Like, you can't come on and think you're going to get so much praise for everything you do.
Yeah, right.
People just expect to sign up and be there and ready to go. And you've got to put those hard yards in the off season to get it going. So
very well said. It's very much the grunt work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you said, there's no praise, or not much of it anyway. So
no, that's exactly it. And I think that kind of goes back to our word a couple weeks ago or last week. Is the trenches is endurance, man.
Yeah.
It's just chucking along and just going. And I know our team's been reading the Thank You book from Thank You Water.
Great book.
It's a great book, and just the whole first half of the book is just everything that they came up against being in the trenches. Like, man, they came up against so many I guess ups and downs where they thought they were getting a deal with a big retailer, and then something happened, and it's just on and them enduring. I mean, we see what Thank You's at now, but it's just good to see 3 years before they kind of got their big kick, if you will. And I mean, even a business or startup company says overnight business is 7 years.
Yeah,
so that's 7 years of being in the trenches and not giving up. So I love it, man. Anyone listening, if you guys are starting a sport or a club or anything grassroots, just hang in there, get in the trenches, and then do whatever you can to get support around you. People who believe in you will help motivate you and keep you going, and just get a good support team and just keep trucking along, get it happen for you guys. So we're all in the trenches, and it feels good being in the trenches at times.
Absolutely.
Definitely.